I've made videos about greening the desert, but after installing an overflow to my pond, I'm literally greening the desert. Well, I've been grading the land, the driveway around the homestead, like I talked about in the previous video, to prevent flooding from the monsoons. And it's like 3 p.m. I haven't even had breakfast yet. And I've still got a bunch of packages I gotta open and show you guys. My birthday was on the 12th, but because of the monsoons, I've been stranded out here for, a couple weeks. And so it took a while to get the packages. This is what we're looking at right now. Enjoy your gift. I don't know how to say that. E-Curial? What more could you ask for when you're an off-the-grid homesteader than 15 pounds of rice? Appreciate it. This will go into the storage with the rest of the stuff, and feels pretty good to have food on hand. This one said, a gift for you, and that's it. But how awesome is that? I love to have food storage. So what are these? 5 pounds a piece, so 15 pounds of beans. Happy birthday, John. We want to help out a bit around the homestead. Love your videos and all the wisdom and experience you share from Robin and Roger. I know who you are. Thanks for the comments and supporting my channel. And I know what this is too. This is gold. I've been wanting one of these. So you guys might have seen how much I've been working on. Matter of fact, there's these railroad ties in the background there. I've been ripping them down, and it takes quite a bit of energy. And I have a really cool Greenworks chainsaw, and now I have a backup battery. So this had pretty good ratings. It's not the actual brand, and this is the way I shop. Like, my wish list is really just my shopping list, and sometimes people beat me to it. So this is the battery I would have bought, and I'm really grateful. Thank you. I'm gonna put this to work. How cool is this? This is the ugly stick with the Shakespeare reel. I haven't been fishing in years, but I do have my fishing license, and there's a couple lakes not too far away. Happy birthday. I received a promotion and a significant raise, and I believe in sowing and reaping. Hope you catch lots of fish with this, Michael. He's the gentleman that sent in this hat, and I do have a few more things in the shop that I'll show you guys that showed up earlier. And it was cool. I don't know if he knew, because I didn't know, because I added this to my wish list with the plan of getting it eventually, and it came with 2 hats. So I don't know if he sent 2 or if they just for some reason had a promo, but I have another one in there that's a little different than this. So thank you very much. I love these hats. I gotta have a hat like this on pretty much every day. This is a hunting blind. And well, I'll be doing a review of this, so stay tuned for that. Got a bunch of cardboard for the compost. Let's see. The pond is brimful. You probably saw that in the last video. And all day today, if you look at the last video, you'll see how this all flooded. And so right around the shop didn't flood at all. And so I just I'm continuing to grade it all the way out. And I don't know if you can see how much sand is there, but I don't know. I might have brought in 100 wheelbarrows today, all the way around here, just so that when it rains, it'll just push it all the way out. I'll put another swell out here that'll catch that water like a gutter and take it away from the homestead. So I did it all the way up to the swell that goes across there, and then I still need to do all the way up to the gate. And I'm still adding more to this, but this is it for today. A huge mountain of dirt that's been around here. I moved a lot of that, to do the grading. So this entire picnic table was buried in dirt. Just had to get rid of those boxes. And oops, that one I'll burn with the branches and whatever. It's gonna rain soon, so I just got to grab some things and we'll look at the other stuff in here. These are the other items I've already received. Oh, matter of fact, there's a couple other items I'll show you at the end. So these I already broke into them because I really need them. So thank you so much. I think that this was from Robin and Roger. And I'm pretty sure Mike sent some of this, and there were no tags for the rest of it. So this is syrup that was sent in by Bill. He lives in Canada, so it says product of Canada, pure maple syrup. And let me tell you, he's sent me syrup before that was really good. And I think I'll probably crack this open and pour it into a jar and just use it as I need syrup. Maybe this came from Mike because I can throw this on my fishing pole and reel. So I am really excited about that. And matter of fact, I used to do ultralight backpacking. And so I have like this little tiny tackle box here and just some bait. And so right away, you know, I'll just throw the pole in there, and I've already got my license. So the next time that I, you know, maybe I'll just run down the next time and go fishing that I'm around. And I just have just a basic setup here, but as little as it is, there's quite a bit in there that I could catch a walleye with. This is going to be really helpful. And I have a really nice knife for skinning animals, and this is a boning knife, and so I can use this to kind of break down an animal. You know, I raise goats and pigs, and this can also be used because it's 10 inches long to dispatch a pig. So I know some of you are sensitive to that, but this will be a really good tool and a good way, you know, to do the process correctly. This file was sent in so that I can easily file down hooves. I go in there and trim the hooves down with clippers and whatnot. But sometimes, you know, if you stay on top of it, it'd be a lot quicker and easy to just file them down. And then these pieces, these are supposed to go onto the IBC totes, so it screws onto the nozzle there. And I will piece together some pieces. This isn't exactly how it's going to go, but you know, these will be used to connect my IBC totes that are out front there, so that when the water fills the one tote, it goes down to the bottom tote and to the tote to the side, and as they fill, they all fill together. I am super grateful for all of you guys. I'm really grateful when you just comment and share my videos and interact, and to get gifts like this is really awesome. It's a big help on the homestead. And I know there are some more coming in, so don't feel down if I didn't mention you. I'll do it in the upcoming videos. Probably in a couple videos I'll do another one and have the rest of the stuff. So thank you guys so much. Oh, and there's these couple other items. The hat I'm wearing came with this hat as well. So that was a surprise. And then I needed for butchering. You might be surprised, it gets a little bit messy. And so having a kind of a rubberized apron like this, I thought would be ideal. And I don't know if they meant to send me two, but two came in the package. I thought it would just be one. So maybe I'll, you know, kind of cook with one and whatever. And then I got one for butchering, and that'll keep my clothes from getting covered in blood and whatever. Look for the little frog. I keep finding them in my garden and stuff. Look at that cute little guy. Yesterday I graded this driveway with fresh dirt, and then it monsooned even harder than before. I was a little concerned it'd wash all the dirt away, but it looks like most of it stayed. And while it's sloped away and everything, and it's graded out well, because the pond is completely full, once the swells led to it, the water had nowhere to go. And so it actually flooded worse than ever for part of this. Nothing around the shop, but all of this was like a lake. And I was concerned because I've had that happen way back before I graded, and it would sit there for like a day and a half or two. But thankfully, the grading obviously helped pull everything away. And today, at the point where the pond overflows, you know, as it fills, it'll overflow right there. I'm going to cut out, you know, an overflow so that next time, instead of flooding the driveway at all, it'll just go out into the desert, and I can dig a ditch out there and whatnot. My property still goes out quite a ways. I'll probably do basically kind of a pond, but I think I'll do like a long ditch that goes down, and potentially I could grow trees on that in the future. And then from there, maybe I can run out some trenches or swales to grow on, and maybe even try some of those half moons that people keep suggesting I try. So you can see the swell is still holding some water, and what happens is, you know, as long as it doesn't get much higher than this, then there's no problem. It gets higher, it overflows into the pond, and then when the pond is brim full, you can see where the water comes out. And so actually, if I just cut out an overflow right there and then dig down a bit, it shouldn't flood. The flooding that resulted yesterday was because there's not an overflow right now and the pond is full. And it comes from, see these swells that come all the way around? Once those are brim full, then the water has nowhere to drain, and so it held. But that'll be an easy fix today. It rained like crazy last night, and the driveway flooded because the pond was full. So I went ahead and cleaned up the swells a little bit and made an overflow so that if it rains, even when the pond's full, it'll be no problem. Just a few small parts of the swells were a little built up with dirt and mud, so I went ahead and dug it out a little bit. See these? Just a few spots. Let's see if we can go down the side here. Oh, so now, see, the swell would fill up and it would go over. I'm just going to build a little wall there, and what'll happen is it'll fill the pond like normal, and then once the pond's full, it'll flow out into this trench, or a swell really, and then there's 4 arms that go off, and I'm going to dig a circle to plant a tree, and then go out a ways and do it again, and do it again, and then it slopes this way. So once the water gets out over here, you know, if it continues to rain, it can just go out onto the desert and it won't flood so much out here. Here's a closer look at the overflow. So the swell comes up and it goes right in, and once I put just a little bit of a wall here, it'll flow in this side. Once it's full, you can see where it flowed out, and it'll bend down into the swell out here and go out that way and water trees. And I dug it all the way down so that it's, you know, about 4 feet past the pond on both sides, and then it can run out. On this side, I own all the way out to the tree there, so you can imagine I could make an enormous area to grow. You know, basically could do an orchard out here. Finally, you know, I did a lot of grading so that the water comes out this way, and I want to do, there's a swell that runs down the side of the driveway there and goes out. You can see the little, that's where the swell runs across. I want to continue down and around basically all the way back to this other swell that runs into the pond. That one comes from the gray water, but I'm just going to connect it all so that this will never flood all the way out to here. It'll just run down into the swells, it'll head out, and if the pond fills, it'll go out into the desert. I do plan to build another cistern, and I just need to finish the root cellar there, but maybe I'll get started on the other cistern soon. And since it rained like crazy, I better check the level in this cistern over here. So this is a 3,600 gallon cistern. It runs 16 feet that way. It's 6 feet long, so it goes out to about there, 16 feet long, 6 feet deep. And yesterday it had 1,800 gallons in it. The day before it had 1,200. I just used my little sweeper to kind of prevent the dust or dirt from getting in there. And there we are. Okay, so I think you can see 33 inches. That's about another 4 inches in there, so I'll put up the numbers real quick for you guys to see how much we gained. One of the last areas that holds water is back here, and instead of grading it out, I'm going to use it to my advantage and grow a garden right here. So I might make some small swales to direct the water where I want it to go. And finally, I'll grade out this area in the front just a little more. The last 2 days, I've had to have moved about 200 wheelbarrows to grade this entire driveway. And I've got this little stretch here of swale I'm going to dig out and throw over here, and I'm going to call it a day. I'm pretty beat. I got more to do, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you got any questions, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Hey, enter to win the free property that's on my website. You may as well enter. It's 1.32 acres, similar to my property, and well, that's a pretty good opportunity. So check that out, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.